Right. Hi, guys, Kimberley, Kerri, and Aidan. This is, I think a way for me to maybe communicate with you better in terms of feedback of your case. I thought this was a great case, and I thought you went the extra mile to really did a great job. I read through your transcript, and I also thought that was very good. And it made it very clear, and I think you've got a great negotiation, and it seems that it could actually be real. So let's just go through what you're doing here. All right, so I'm not taking the transcript, I'm just going directly to the video that you posted, and maybe then make some comments on that.
Still needs convincing that we are the best choice for this year's event.
Right, here you start.
Hi, it's great to see you both again. I'm so glad you were able to come to campus and meet with me today. Aidan, how was your recent vacation?
Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you for asking. It was very nice to get away with the family and such for a while.
Great. And Kerri, can you believe the news about Tom Brady? You were one of the first people I thought of when I heard that Bucs announcement.
Yes, this one hits a little differently. I've always been a Pats fan, and Brady was around for 20 years. He will be truly missed. On the bright side, though, he'll be close to their home, and I can go watch a game or two with my Brady Pats jersey on.
Awesome. Well, we wanted to get together again with you to go over some...
Okay, right. I thought your attempt to create some good climate is a pretty good one. Just remember one thing. What is climate? Climate, the best form of climate you can create is when it is related to the issues you're going to talk about later. So if you talk about Tom Brady and the weather and sport and stuff, it is not really related to what you're going to talk about next. So it's often a good technique to think about how you can relate your discussions going to follow later to your climate. In other words, for example, asking questions about how is it going in the nursing association, especially nowadays with a virus around, or how's it, how do you feel about the future of the nursing profession, or something like that, or how's it in, something about nursing or something about conferencing. It's very social, doesn't have to relate directly to what you can talk, but that's often an even better climate. Although this is not bad, that's often a better climate, because really what you're doing now is you have to stop and then say, let's go down to business. So you're really starting all over again. So this was like first social meeting, and now you're starting all over. And we want this to make a continuous, to make this a continuous meeting. Right, let's go a little bit further.
Some of the feedback we received from last year's conference. What we found people really liked was the clear communication we provided in advance, all the signs around campus to direct them here to this building, the quality of the food, and the layout. And they enjoyed having so many areas available to do their skills workshops and being able to have a vendor hall with enough room to circulate.
I believe using Florida Southern College as our venue is an unfair advantage. Florida Southern College will be pushing their agenda to help recruit nurses by applying to their offered degree programs. How will this benefit our nursing association? Florida Southern College will be promoting their school, and this will draw the overall focus and purpose of our annual conference elsewhere.
We can see how it would appear that way. However, what we're proposing is...
Okay, right. I think this is, I like this a lot. I think Kerri came out very strongly, and she's like, in theory, the tough partner between Aidan and herself. It's like a good man, bad man, good cop, bad cop game you could have played here. This is excellent for that. She comes out a little like not really bad, but I mean tough in this case. All right. And another thing is, what do we normally do? And that's exactly what Kimberley's doing here. When someone comes out with a strong statement like she's coming out, you tend to respond with a statement in defense, like a defensive statement, which is exactly what you're doing. And how can you turn that around? I spoke in the first class about positive redefinition. And there's a few opportunities in this whole video where you could have used that very effectively by saying, okay, let me just understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is, Kerri, that if we could do something here that will take away those things that bother you, you're going to really support this decision to host this at Florida Southern. Another way you could have used it is that Aidan could have used it before Kimberley could have even responded by Aidan almost attacking his partner by saying, Kerri, look, what I believe is that Kimberley is actually willing to make huge concessions in terms of these things, and then turn to Kimberley and say, not so, Kimberley. And I'm sure Kimberley would have given a concession, because she's in between these good and the bad, and she's always going to go for the good. And she's going to say, yes, of course I'm going to give you a concession, which is a very powerful technique. And I'm going to send you another little video about this good man, bad man play that you can use that to illustrate the power of this. Right, let's go on.
Offering a way to fill a need for the community. Many of your members are former FSC students, and many of our faculty are members of your association. Because of this, we've been able to persuade our administrators to waive our normal venue fee that we typically charge the community. What we're looking for is a partnership, not a recruiting tool. Of course, we're going to do our best for you to make the conference a success.
You see here, instead of statements, which are good statements, is how can I make those questions? How would you like us to maybe reduce the fee? Would that make you happy? And get a yes, get commitment from all of them. Instead of just making it a statement and just leave it hanging in the air. I mean, they haven't responded to that. I cannot see in the body language that they're even impressed with your dropping off price. So just how can we negotiate more through questions than through statements? But 80% of our what comes from our mouths should really be in the form of questions. And that's tricky, but it can be done.
If down the road some of the attendees decide to enroll at Florida Southern College to further their education, that would be their decision. Nurses advancing their knowledge is really a win-win for the community. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose you have a point. However, we also had an issue with inadequate parking last year when we chose Florida Southern College as our venue.
Okay, there's a great opportunity here again. She says we have an issue of parking. Now, I know I'm running a little bit in front of you here, but this is a great opportunity of positive redefinition by saying, so Kerri, what you are saying is if we are able to provide you ample parking, 200 spaces or so parking close to the venue, you will be happy. Is that right? That's really what you want. If we can do that and guarantee that, you're going to be more than happy. And also about the question about you furthering your own issue, or Florida Southern's enrollment here, Kimberley. Yes, surely you are, but you know, I think you gave an excellent example. But say, what would you like us? Would you like us also to have a booth for other colleges and universities where you have already 30 booths there available, and some people are going to all further their own causes. More than you're going to do that, but would you like us to? What do you like us to do so that you're going to be happy that this is not really about that? And get her to talk, throw her the ball, pass the ball, so that maybe she creates opportunities for you again.
To hold this conference at a large hotel venue, they would be able to provide enough parking to all attendees.
Yeah.
Yes, we are worried about the amount of parking available for conference attendees at Florida Southern, as I believe we can agree that last year's conference involved some.
Yeah. So if we give you the all the parking, you'll be happy.
Other venues you've spoken to, when we've hosted previous events for other groups, they've mentioned that they're about 1/3 of the cost that hotels and resorts charge. And remember, just like last year, we'll be waiving that venue fee altogether and just charging you for catering.
I have reached out to Spring Hill Suites Lakeland and Hilton Garden in Lakeland.
Yeah, I mean, so would price make you happy? If we, reduce the price to 0, would that make you happy? Or maybe you could have still charged the price here. They've already given a concession before they even asked for it, and that's making it free. Maybe say if we reduce the price to below what any hotel would charge you, would that make you happy? That you could still maybe charge something on top of the fact that they're getting the food for free, which you already offered before. They haven't even asked for it. But okay, they had it last time, so I suppose you created some sort of situation where you have to do that again.
Of these locations have a meeting room of 3,900 square feet or larger. These are both locations still located right here in Polk County.
I see. I can tell you that we've been hosting events for the community since we were founded 100 years ago, and we really feel we've got it down to a science. We also have plenty of rooms that you can use that equal about that same square footage. And while parking is often a challenge on historic properties, we believe we found a solution for you. We have an agreement in place for this year where the conference attendees can utilize the church parking lot just 3 minutes away. We would use our buses to shuttle the nurses back and forth to the building as needed at no extra charge. Do you feel that would be an agreeable solution going forward?
That's good. That's a good. That's
Well,
a.
I believe that the
That's
event last year operated very well, and if the parking issues seem
Okay, that was good. That was really good, Kimberly, and I thought that was some good questions, and you ended up you made some great statements there, a good opinion, suggestion, almost like a Bales sequence that you used here, plus a question, and you got a positive response. That was a good one.
to have been resolved, and I don't see why we shouldn't look at returning to Florida Southern for this year's conference. Using another venue may bring on a number of risks that I believe are unnecessary after we have built up such a good rapport with each other. As long as Kerri agrees, we would like to see the available parking lots and conditions for our attendees, but we are enthusiastic about reaching an agreement with you as a venue to hold our conference this year.
I'm very interested to see how that plan will work out. I'm still indecisive, but I will agree.
Okay, well, Kerri's, you can see the body language. She's still not really happy, and you know, you may have a repetition of the previous year when some people, you know, caused some problem during this event. In other words, you don't want Kerri to later on say, "Look, I was really against this all the time," especially if something goes wrong there. So maybe you could have just probed a little bit longer and say, Kerri, how can we make you happy? What could we add and make this a very special conference? You don't want to just make a normal conference, but you want to add stuff and want to do it jointly with Aidan and Kerri so that you can create a really special event.
Well, that sounds wonderful, guys. If you want to put together some dates in August and September that you're considering, we could get something on the books and make it happen. Also, if you've got time now, we can go check out the extra parking lot.
Okay, well, I think that's the end of it. That's great. I really like your effort. It's a great effort, and you've gone into a lot of detail and a lot of effort here. So congratulations on this, and I hope you all listen to this slightly lengthy feedback of mine, so as to make the best of any negotiation you have to do in the future. All right, go well.